Hello? Yes? He's gone out with my relatives. Oh, he's been out for a while now. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Yep. Okay, bye. Okay. Hey, what's up, Yuni? Okay, so let me just open up Messenger. I mean the YouTube chat on my phone, and we can get started. So when it comes to melody writing, I actually don't know how to map a piano roll onto a keyboard. Let's just try to find a tutorial that'll do so.
What's going on, guys? Got another video. I'm going to keep it nice and short. This one is going to be a quick tip that will help beginners as well as advanced users, and I'm going to show you how you can dump your history of what you typed on your keyboard into your piano roll. So this is great for people that don't have MIDI keyboards. It's also great for people that are just jamming on their PC keyboard and they just want to dump the history in. The first thing that you want to make sure is that your keyboard input is on, and that's highlighted by this
keyboard input. Do I have that? Yeah, 5 people watching. That's, oh, here it is. Turn on keyboard input. Okay, we turn that on.
Blue. That way you'll be able to receive input from your keyboard into the piano roll.
Okay.
And the next thing is just to get started. Just start typing some notes. So I'll show you an example.
Okay, so he's straight up typing notes. If I press... okay, let me just open up FL keys. And let's see if this will work. Oh! Oh, that was super easy. Okay, so you turn on this thing right here, typing keyboard, and then your QWERTY, your Q begins on C, and then you just go all the way to I, which is C, and then the numbers are the sharp notes. Yeah, that's it. That's literally it. You just turn this thing on, and then you just type in keys. That's super cool. Does that work for this? Let's go on to the tutorial a little more.
That melody that I just typed in, rather than recreating it in the piano roll, all you have to do is go up to Tools.
Tools, okay.
And click on Dump Score Log to Selected Pattern. Now whatever pattern that you have selected, it's going to dump it into, so let's go ahead.
Holy shit, is that it? Okay, so I typed in some stuff here, and I got the green on FL keys, the green little light, so that means it's dumping to that. Holy crap, and then that's how it does, that's how you do it. Oh yeah, here's another cool tip. If you want to make it so that all the notes kind of get rounded out, Control A up here, and then you go to helpers. Sorry, I'm going to show you quick legato. That's an interesting tool. Where is it? Tools. Yeah, tools, and then go to quick legato, and then just stretches everything out. Okay, so I guess that's literally it. That's the whole tutorial. And then you just click on pattern, you drop it down, and then there you go. And then I guess you can clean up the melodies and everything. What's up, Gun? So I could just put a sample into the piano roll and just slapping my keyboard. Yeah, that's literally it. Yeah, Shelter. Such a catchy melody. Yeah, so that's it. You just turn this on, go there, have it selected, and that's it. If you'd like Yuni, I could show you some other techniques in FL Studio. I actually learned something new today. That was very cool. Very clean. And then from here we can like adjust the dynamics of it all. We can That's odd. Why is it on select? Why can't I change the dynamics of this? That's odd. There we go. Now I have my dynamics changed, so we can go a little softer. Okay. So what I thought this tutorial was going to be about, I thought it was going to be like a sampling tutorial. So just to kind of go over the whole concept of sampling, I think this is good. This would be a good chance to show you. I'm just gonna play the song in the background, and I have a feeling that this song used this sample, and I want to see if I can recreate it and teach you about sampling. I'm not sure how good you are at FL Studio, but I mean, like, just stop me if all of this is like really kind of, if I'm not showing you anything new. Okay, where did you go? Can't remember. It's the Fort Minor song. I might even be able to show you hold on. Unedited studio acapella. Oh, let me just type in Fort Minor. I think this is the file. No, that doesn't look like it. Is this it?
And some days I feel like stand while you have.
Okay, let me just hold on. There we go. Let's get the acapella of the Fort Minor song. And I'm going to show you how to, like, different ways to sample things. Because sure, sampling is good, but there are other ways to do it as well that'll kind of give a different sound.
Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever since you've been gone.
Sure, okay, we're gonna use this one. Gonna use this acapella. This website, by the way, ytmp3.cc, is such a good converter. It converts so quickly, and it doesn't give you any hassle at all. Okay, so everyone knows that if you want to do like vocal chopping and screwing on vocals, that you can isolate and make unique on every single note, but I'm going to show you another way how to make things a little bit cleaner. Hold on.
Gone. Please come back home. Please come back home.
Let me see if I can find the where'd you go part.
Forever. I miss you so.
Me and the rest of the.
That might be a little too loud for you guys.
Me and the telling you that I've had it with you and you.
Where'd you go?
Okay, so sometimes what people would do is that they'll like chop it, and then they'll hit make unique as sample, and they just like make unique, and they have to save a whole different file just to isolate this one area to do a pitch shift, because the logic of FL Studio is when you double click and you adjust the pitch right here, you're adjusting the pitch for every instance of this song, which is this one sample in orange. Let me get rid of this other sample here. So anything that you do to the pitch affects the entire song. So what if I want to do this, just this one alone? You can make unique, but then you'd have to go over all the stretching and stuff, and then it makes your FL Studio file a lot bigger than it needs to be. So what you can do is, I'm going to set this onto FX1. Okay, just gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna set this to FX1. I'm going to open up Edison, and if you're using FL12 or FL20, it should be more or less the same thing, in that it's an effect here. I can't seem to find. Oh, here's Edison. It's in alphabetical. I'm dumb. Okay, so I've opened up Edison, and now it's routed to insert 1, which is also what this audio file is linked to. So if I hit record and I hit play, it'll record only channel 1, and then I can isolate that.
Where'd you go?
Okay, and that didn't work. Let me try again.
Where'd you go?
There you go. So there's the file, and then we can just trim some of it out. So that, all that, we can just get rid of that, delete. Let's get rid of this little part here, delete. And then what we can do, we can go to this drag and copy sample. Just drag this. Well, select all of it, drag it. Huh, why isn't it working? Okay, let's just do this one. You can send to the playlist, and there you go. Dragged sample 7 is now an audio file.
Where'd you go?
There you go.
Where'd you go?
And there we have it, dragged sample 7. And we can, like that's,
Where'd you go?
and then we can pitch shift it however we want.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
Okay, now I'm going to show you another cool technique. It's for pitching words and stuff. So we have a sample, right? So we can actually, like from this, we can send this to a piano roll.
Where'd you go?
And then we can like have a pattern with it. Doing cut itself on a sample really helps to make it so that the previous sample terminates when the other one starts. So
Where'd you go?
let's listen to this.
Where'd you go?
Well,
Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
that's a little weird. That's not the best example because I have the breath in there. But let's do something else. We're on effects 1. Let's open up Melodyne. Melodyne's very easy to torrent, but be safe when torrenting. Actually, let me just boost this volume a little bit.
Where'd you go?
And then I'm gonna restore its pitch naturally.
Where'd you go?
And then I'm just gonna open up Melodyne. Or you could also use Newtone as well. Melodyne, with Melodyne, you have to record the sample first, and then you can pitch shift it. But in other cases, Newtone pretty much makes its own file. So let's open up Melodyne. And the nice thing about Melodyne is that it's polyphonic, and from there it can actually split multiple layers of vocals. So you could actually remove backing vocals entirely from a song. So we're just going to open up Melodyne. This also works for instruments as well. You could literally have a chord, like a C, E, G chord, and then you can bring it to Melodyne, record it, and then you can pitch shift the E and the G, and you can do each one naturally. And I'm going to show you how powerful this tool is. I think these are very important for sampling, just because it opens a lot of options. So we're going to listen to it.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
Okay, so here's the... Now Melodyne has overwritten the sample, and that every instance of this, it'll play this now.
Where'd you go?
And now we can do...
Go. Where'd you go? Go. Where'd you go?
See? And you can do stuff like that.
Go. Where'd you go?
Okay, and then we can correct the pitch of it, and we can like pitch center it if we want to.
Where'd you go?
And we're just going to move that last piece down here.
Where'd you go?
And then we can apply more effects onto it to make it sound pretty cool and stuff like that. Let's add a little bit of reverb.
Where'd you go?
Interesting thing that you might not be aware of, in the channel mixer here, in terms of layers, it goes from top to down. So that means whatever effect you have on the top happens first, and then the next one happens. So if I have a delay before reverb, it'll delay, like the reverb will be applied to the delay effect as well. Or if I put delay underneath reverb, it'll get a lot more muddy and it'll actually delay the reverb. What you can do is you can actually click here, and then you can do move up or down, and that's quite helpful.
Where'd you go?
Okay. Also, a nice thing about Melodyne is you can performance shift it. And performance shifting makes voices sound a little more masculine or feminine. Same with instruments as well.
Go. Where'd you go? Go. Where'd you go?
So that's a neat effect.
Where'd you go?
I'm going to show you another thing when it comes to sampling. Let's say I have this.
Where'd you...
If I like that sound right here, like let's say this sound, like that. I mean, this is a reverse reverb effect, and it kind of fits into a lot of what sampling is.
Where...
Okay, actually, that I don't really like that part in particular. I'm gonna take that. Let's listen to that. Okay, I'm just gonna crank up the reverb a lot for a moment, and I'm gonna show you something cool that you can do. I'm just gonna go to a preset. I like venue just because it's really friggin' big. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a delay bank on it. Decrease the volume. So that's really neat. What I can do is I can go to Edison. I can clear all of this, what I previously recorded, and then I can hit record here again. So essentially I'm just recording the individual sample to get a reverb delay effect, like a reversed one, to make it its own audio file. So check this out. Okay, I hope that worked. Oh, actually, no, it wouldn't, because Edison is on top of it, and it would only record the raw file without the delay and the reverb. See, this is what, like, this is how the whole, like, logical, like, the rationale behind FL Studio, this is how it works. So I'm just going to put Edison on the master, just so that it records, like, everything.
Where'd you go?
Okay. So now what we can do is we can trim this part, and then we can take this and send it to the playlist and check that out. We have, hold on, let me just move this. We have this thing.
Where'd you go?
Okay, now Melodyne has rewritten it, so I'm just going to take out Melodyne just for a moment. What I can do is I can take this and reverse it. And now I can do this really cool effect. And then with that,
Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
and then if I wanted to, this is on no effects, this is on effects 1, so I can just do Melodyne again. And then I can,
Where'd you go?
okay, and then I can do it.
Go. Where'd you go?
See, neat.
Where'd you go?
So let's say I want to piano roll this sample. First off, I'm just going to stretch it a little longer. That's fine. And I can bring this to FX2. And I can either make this unique a sample, or I could just go into, what do you call it? I'm just going to get rid of this right now. Right now this is linked. I don't want it to be linked. I don't know what the heck I just did. But anyways. If I want to, you know what, I'm just going to make unique a sample in this case, because it's a lot easier if it's just a really small snippet. So I'm just going to call this dragged sample 7 part 1. And then, now that's on FX2, I can, well, here it is. So this just lit up, and I'm just going to piano roll. Sounds kind of shitty, but let's put a bunch of effects on it. Let's put on Camel Crusher. Brighten it up a little bit. Put on some reverb. And yeah, so you can do like piano roll and from there, and then can turn this on. And then I'm just playing with my piano right now. Yeah, and you just play that as a piano, and then you can tie it into what we were studying. So.
Where'd you go?
Ooh, so actually.
Where'd you go?
So since I pitch shifted that in Melodyne,
Where'd you go?
notice how the sample is muted and it followed what Melodyne was doing. But because I still have this one, like, on its own, kind of doing its own thing. Now that this is on FX2, I have the Melodyne and the original. So now I've created a harmony.
Where'd you go?
Like that. Very clean.
Where'd you go?
You can hear the backing vocals come in.
Where'd you go?
Let's do something fun. You know what? Screw it. Let's see how far we can take this melody thing. Okay.
Where'd you go?
Ooh, now that sounds like a minor kind of thing.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
Or actually, you know what? Let's. That's on an E note.
Where'd you go?
And now we just like layered a whole bunch of vocals.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
And I just did that with the piano. These are pretty interesting ideas. I'm gonna show you another sampling technique. Okay, so remember this? That friggin' burst of vocal sample. Like, mind you, you can do this with any instrument. I'm just gonna open up a new pattern. Let's go to pattern 3, open it in piano roll. We can do like a trap sound. Sure. Let's do this at 100 beats per minute. What? Oh. Shit, what was I gonna do again? Oh yeah, so you can adjust the dynamics of this. So you can have it softer. Or you can do some note panning. So you go note panning, it's all 50% left ear, 50% right ear, and now you can just mess with the viewer's, the listener's mind. Do some ASMR shit. In the newer versions of FL Studio, you'll be able to play it as a piano roll, but without shortening or lengthening the sample. In FL12, if you go here, and it's going to be like generic E2 and stuff like that, if you go to stretch mode, it'll actually keep the length of the sample. To get around it in the older version, we have to use a software called Harmor. But anyways, that's what it is.
Where'd you go?
Let's bring this back a little more.
Where'd you go?
That's getting really weird.
Where'd you go?
This is really ominous.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
Yeah. that's kind of sampling in a nutshell. So you can always record it. You can make unique a sample. You can do like other stuff to chop samples. Actually, let me show you the applications of sampling, but in a different way. So let me show you another way to sample a sound. And just go to some dry FL keys. Well, let's say I do, like, let's say I do this. So that's just a really generic C major chord, a 1 3 5 8, and then what we can do, let's put this on effects 1, and I'm going to show you how powerful Melodyne is from a sampling perspective. So Melodyne, now if we record it, like, it doesn't know what to do. It's thinking that this note is a C, but what we can do is we can actually look at it polyphonics, and just like that we have broken each individual components of the piano. We have C, E, so we can do a 1 4 7 if we wanted to, or let's do a 1 5 7. See, and I just split each individual component of the piano. That sounds pretty wacky, like that. So it's not just the piano itself. You can do it in other music as well. There's a thing that I want to try. I don't know if it's gonna work, but if it does work, it should work. Okay, so let's put this on effects 1. Let's open this Melodyne. And then if we record this in polyphonics, it should be able to break this piano into all of its components. Okay. Now let's go to polyphonics. And then it should be able to split the piano into every individual component. And there we go, just like that. So we have a G, a B, and an E. And the lowest note detected is E. Neat, eh? Yeah, so really neat stuff. You can just mess with it. Yeah, do you want me to show you new tone? Because if I do new tone, like, it's also possible, but not with polyphonics. You can do pitch shifting in new tone. Actually, let me show you this thing called Slice X. Just gonna find let's just open up a new project file. Hold on. By the way, stop me if what I'm teaching you is nothing new. But essentially, I showed you the record feature in Edison, make unique a sample, piano roll, mapping to keyboard, dynamics, note panning. I showed you all of that. Let's just take a sound of raindrops instrumental. Okay. Okay. So take that. And let's bring this into SliceX. Let's just start here. No, that's fine. Let's just do the whole thing. I'm just going to hit make unique as sample because that's going to be a lot faster to do what I want to do. Okay. So that's unique as sample. I'm going to bring this into FX1 and I'm going to put, I can open up SliceX. What I do is go to channel, add one, SliceX. So this is another way to sample things as well. Some people do this for vocal chopping and screwing. There are many different ways to do this. So I have my unique sample. I'm just going to bring it into SliceX. And now it has automatically chopped each sample and each piece of percussion into its own individual thing. This is actually a little too sharp, so I'm going to make it a little more lenient. I'm going to go to auto slice, and instead of medium, I'm going to go to dull. And now, from this, I can open this into a piano roll. And now every detected piece of percussion was chopped into an individual thing now. So I can delete this. And then I can... And then, let's listen. Yeah. And then, like, I'm not snapping to any sort of grid right now, but you can get the idea of what's going on. See, and just like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then from here, you can do your dynamics. You can do note panning. Really mess with the listener's ear. And then you just bring it into pattern, just bring it in there, and then it's in your project file. There are different ways to do vocal chopping and screwing. So like what I just showed you there is a way to chop the file, like to chop the audio really easily. I'm going to open up another project file. So when it comes to sampling, you can use SliceX to chop it, or you can use the razor tool up in the top left corner and just literally chop everything. And that takes a while, but if you're all about that expedited workflow of doing things on the keyboard, I'm pretty sure SliceX will work with the keyboard. So it really helps to just kind of chop it quickly and then just kind of get what kind of pattern you want. I'm going to show you a project file for one of my mashups that uses Melodyne and some chopping. But yeah, you can do this with vocals by isolating certain parts. Like you literally chop the vocals, make unique a sample, then bring that into a piano roll and you can just play it. Or you can do the sequence or the pattern in the workspace itself, use Melodyne to record it, and then you can pitch shift it there. Or you could have it in your workspace, record it using Edison, and then bring it into Newtone, and then you can pitch shift it there. But a lot of the instances where I see sampling being used, it's not to there's not a lot of pitch shifting. Like I don't see a lot of pitch shifting. If you've ever heard of an artist named Asher Postman, he has a really good vocal chopping and screwing tutorial, but it's a tremendous pain in the ass to go through what he went through. Yeah, a huge pain in the ass to do that. Hold on. Why can't I open this file? Missing a plugin. but I have all my plugins. What is going on here? Okay, let me just restart FL Studio. Do you have any other questions about sampling while this is kind of doing its thing? I hope I answered your question. This is kind of really scatterbrained, but in the tutorial that I make in the future, it's going to be a lot more better explained and concise. There are so many different ways to sample. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen every method of sampling under the sun, whether it's slice X, manually chopping it and pitching it in the piano roll, or pitching it in new tone or Melodyne, or using the pitch knob to each individually pitch each unique sample. Yeah, it's kind of scatterbrained right now. So you have any other questions? Hope I can open this. Answered most of them. Just thinking about how to use it. I'll probably click when I play around with it. Okay, yeah, it'll click. Let me just show you. If I could open this project file, it would be very easy to show you what I want to get across. Please open. Okay, it's loading. Okay, it looks like it's going to be loading now. I'm going to be showing you some applications of what I just taught you. But please, if there are other questions that I have not answered, let me know. I've shown you like just the gist of it, like the technique behind it, and I'm going to keep this this live stream up, but I doubt you'd want to keep it. If you message me on Discord later, I'll link you to 2 vocal chopping and screwing tutorials that essentially gets across what I'm trying to say. The reason why I like to use vocal chopping and screwing is because the voice has a very clear note to it, and then from there, that's when you can do all your stuff. But when it comes to instruments, it's harder. Like if you have a strum on a guitar, you can split each individual string with Melodyne, and then you can pitch it. Yeah, once this project file opens, it'll make a lot more sense of how to use these techniques. So what's up with you? Are you planning to use this for like meme purposes, or are you going to be using this as for other stuff, like music stuff? I like it when people like when it comes to memes, like when they pitch shift stuff, like I appreciate that. I like it when memes have musicality. I've been so withdrawn from the world of mashups that I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. I don't know what's going on in the community anymore. Just try to get a bit better. Okay. Even if you don't use any of these techniques, it will help in the future if you just keep grinding on it. A lot of the techniques that I learned never made its way into a mashup until like much later on. Okay, so here's my project file of one of my mashups, and I'm just going to show you the technique that I used. I have a vocal, like here's a case where I didn't use Slice X to chop the vocals. Instead, I just kind of chopped it myself, and here's the chop pattern. So that's the chop pattern. But what I did was I took this, and this chop pattern is on effects 2. And what else is on effects 2? Reverb and Melodyne. So what I did was I recorded it in Melodyne, and then I pitch shifted each individual chop note. Once it opens, I'll be able to show you what it looks like. I hope it opens. Melodyne's always weird in that sometimes it like strokes out, sometimes it's okay. Just want to show you the process. Yeah, like a an FL Studio technique that I had learned a year and a half ago didn't make its way into any of my mashups until like 4 months ago. Oh, looks like it's opening. That's great. There we go. So I'm just gonna show you the chop file. Well, actually, no. These aren't the chops I'm looking for. Okay, hold on. It must be in a different Melodyne file. Is this it? Okay, here it is. So remember that sample I just played over here? If I play it in Melodyne, like I pitch shifted it in Melodyne, so it sounds like this. Hold on. It sounds like... Let me just mute everything. It sounds like this. So, open up Melodyne. Just go back a little bit. Okay, so that was a chop pattern. Wait, can you even see Melodyne open up as a window? I don't know. Hold on. Are you even... Okay, yes, you are seeing it. Yeah, so there it is. I chopped it in the project space. I recorded it in Melodyne, and then I did the pattern. And then if you turn on the Foreman tool, these areas, I format shifted it down so it sounds more masculine. But when you try to make a female voice masculine, it messes things up, and that's a kind of... It gives a different texture to the voice. So that's that. And then with all of the layers going on, I don't know if you've heard this mashup before, I can't remember, but with all the layers going on, it sounds like this. Okay, so yeah, let me just, and then I can make it like trail off in the distance with the volume envelope thing. See? Yeah, so that's kind of like an application for that. There's also, like, for piano roll, I think you're familiar with piano roll, but you can do other stuff in it. Stuff like that. And then all together. Let me get rid of the vocals for a moment. What are these vocals on? The heck? I turned off Melodyne, but it's okay. Melodyne off. Yeah, and that's how I did this little build up here. And then the vocals kind of mask it. Is there anything else that you want me to show you? Actually, I'm going to show you another project file that shows how a different way to chop and screw vocals. Not at the moment, just thinking about experimenting. Okay, I'm just going to show you one more thing, and then we'll be done. I haven't covered sliders yet. Sliders is a pretty important... where is it? Yeah, sliders helps to automate notes in a piano roll. So for example, let's say you have a sample that's on the C note. You can actually ramp it from a C to an E midway through the note. So it goes do, like it kind of like goes up. And I'm going to show you the application of this. The only thing that I don't know how to do is to set a root note on a sample. It's essentially saying whatever the sample is, like let's say you have a sample and you isolate it and it's an F note, how to make it read so that it's an F note. Because every sample that you bring into a piano roll will be at its neutral pitch, a C5 note, which is the center C on a piano. And there's a way to kind of like adjust it so that the center C actually starts as an F as its true pitch. But if you have the ear for it, I don't think it's entirely necessary because it doesn't change any of the pitch shifting algorithms and so on. Okay, the project file is almost opening up. Okay, so here's another mashup of mine, and I'm just gonna show you like what the acapella sounds like. So I took this sample here, and I kind of took it. Where's pattern 5? I took that sample, see right here. So that's the sample, and I brought it into piano roll. And now, see when I was talking about automation? Here's a G note, and then I can make a ramp to an A note. So it starts at G and ramps to an A. So it'll give the impression of an A. So if let's say I started at C, and then I ramped it up. To put a slider, I click here, and I just drop it. And it's gonna ramp from a C to a G. And when you start this, like where you start the slider is where it'll start ramping. So it'll start from C and it'll start ramping like this. Like follow my mouse, it starts ramping like that. However, if I shorten it and I put it here, it'll start at the C and it'll ramp up a lot quicker because this is a lot shorter. Honestly, just play with sliders and then it'll start to make more sense. And it'll sound like this. And I can actually take this A. I can actually ramp it higher. And you can like do really crazy stuff. Yeah, so that's just a way to look at it. And when I overlapped it with the instrumental. So yeah, that's just a way to do it in the piano roll. So in the previous project file I showed you how to pitch it in Melodyne, and then I showed you how to pitch it in piano roll. So yeah, is that? Do you have any other questions? or if not, I guess the tutorial ends here. Okay, I guess the tutorial's over now. Any last things you want to say, or if you whenever you need help, just like let me know, and then I'll like do another one of these tutorials. Or if there's something that I didn't explain very clearly, you can be like, hey, can you go over Edison again? And I'll yeah, sure, and then I'll just go over it. Yeah, it doesn't matter too much to me, as long as as long as you're learning. What's up, Michael? Okay, great. That's it. That's the end of this tutorial. Yeah, Michael, you dropped in a little late. But I mean, like, no, this is more like a one-on-one tutorial, so it doesn't mean anything. Okay, cool. So I guess I'll end the tutorial now, and let me know if you need any help. Actually, let me show you the tutorials right now. I might be live streaming sometime, maybe next week or the week after that, on my main channel. We'll see. I've run out of shit to do, honestly. Now this tutorial, I feel like I need to learn FL Studio more before I put together my master tutorial. To put together a really good mashup tutorial. Yeah, it was for Yuni after all. Yeah, it was. Stay on the stream. Let me just send you the tutorials. I'm gonna send you Asher Postman's tutorial first, because that one does pitch shifting in a piano. Actually, the other tutorial that I was gonna send you, which is from Aces to Aces, it's literally the same thing. Okay. Wow, my computer is slow. Is dragging so hard right now. Are you rushing or dragging? Holy. Oh, I think it's maybe just because I have FL Studio going on. Yo, is anyone getting the new Smash Bros? Holy, what the hell is going on? I want to get the new Smash Bros. I'm gonna spend racks on it. Okay, hold on. Firefox is just dying right now. Nico Plus used to pitch shift his chopping and screwing entirely by ear. By isolating a whole bunch of unique samples, doing it in the workspace, and then pitch shifting each one with a knob. That takes a tremendous amount of time and work. You're not getting it, but it looks like, oh man, Michael, we gotta play Smash at some point. Okay, so I'm gonna be a bandana Waddle Dee main. It's gonna be great. Gonna get my ass kicked by everyone I play with. I haven't played since Melee. I tried Smash Ultimate, like the demo for it, and it's surprisingly really fast, and I like that. It's like the same, almost the same speed as Project M, which I'm quite happy with. Okay, so Firefox is just opening up right now. Just go to a different view, so you can see my screen, what I'm getting, what I'm looking at. Not responding, okay. Yeah, Yuni has been like on that grind for a really long time. And it's good. I find that a lot of people in mashups, it takes maybe about 2 to 3 years. A Goku main, nice. it takes around 2 to 3 years for them to actually like make something that's both technically and musically impressive. Like there's a lot of mashup people out there that are able to make mashups that sound good to like the untrained ear, but when you learn more about mashups like what we did today, you'll realize that there's a lot more levels to it, and that the people that have been doing mashups for like 3 years, 4 years, 8 years, 10 years, they do stuff that not a lot of people can copy because it's just so unique in the techniques that they do. Unable to open Firefox? Well, we'll try again. I hope I'm not taking too much time away from whatever the hell you were doing. But I'm pretty sure if your whole day's free, it doesn't really matter. Okay. Let me find the Astro... thanks, I haven't really made anything for a while. Real life has tied me all up. Yeah, I feel you. How old are you, by the way? I like how your name on Twitter is like hentai girl and stuff like that. We all regret some stuff that we've done in the past. Okay, so I'm going to send you... This guy's tutorials are excellent.
This is before. And this is after.
Okay.
What's up, guys? I'm Astro Postman, and I'm going to show you how to make a sick vocal chop like the one in this song. Alright guys, so I'm here in a project
I can
of one
hear
of my
now.
original
Good.
songs called Fuel My Love, feat Nicholas.
Oh, that's great.
I've been using it in other tutorials that I've made, but I'm going to show you guys how I did the vocal
Yeah, this
chopping in
guy's
drop.
vocal chopping
So first, let's listen to
tutorial takes a really friggin'... I mean, like, doing it his method takes a really friggin' long time, but it's a completely acceptable method, especially if you're doing something that that's to bring it to upload quality. I did kind of a similar thing with my shit post, or my recent shit post. And it has like reverse reverb and all that stuff. It's a Gangnam Style bullshit thing. And then I use Melodyne to pitch shift open Gangnam Style. So here it is.
Hey, you're gonna feel my love. Hey, you're gonna feel my love. And toss the night. Open Gangnam Style. Open Gangnam Style.
Yeah, so that's a piano roll and Melodyne combined. But yeah, the tutorial I sent you is a really good tutorial. It's pretty much what I showed you, but this guy can explain it a lot better. Gross, yeah, it is. Sirenic commented on it. Art, that's funny.
Love and toss the night. Open Gangnam Style.
Okay, I think that's it. Oh, here's another application of it. You can do vocal chopping and screwing, and you can have it as backing vocals. So if you listen to the backing vocals in this track, that's like the singer, but then I kind of like pitch shifted it. So that's like, that doesn't actually exist in the song, but I took like a few like vowels and I chopped it and pitched it, and then you can do stuff like that. And in some instances, you can push Melodyne to its furthest extent by having a shitload of effects. And like, there's a sample here. Hold on, I know Shoefix used Melodyne for. So I'm gonna show you, like, listen to this. That's Melodyne, and I'm gonna show you where that vocal sample right there came from. Where the hell is it?
Over diva style.
So this sample right here,
Over diva style.
like that got transformed with Melodyne and made this. It's incredible. Like, that's just really clever vowel rearranging.
Over diva style.
Yeah, so you can do a lot of stuff with like sampling. I'm really dragging this out now. I don't know. Okay, I think that's it. I'll leave you to the rest of your day. See ya. What else? No, this tutorial's fine enough. Okay, later, man. Later, guys. Let me know if you need anything.